Hello, so friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela and thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing us how to manipulate a fabric on bodice pattern in dressmaking for kids. So whether you're in seasoned seamstress or just starting out, this tutorial will guide you through the process of transforming a simple bodice pattern into an eye-catching design that will make any kid to feel like a star. So if you're interested in this, let's get started. Here are the materials I'll be using for this tutorial. So I have my 3 yards of cotton fabric and I'll be working with a matching net. As you can see, this is going to be for the bodice part, and of course I have my satin and my matching color of cotton lining. If you want, you can add a hard net to this, but for this particular one I am not adding any hard net. After that, I went ahead to mark out a full bodice block for both the front and the back, but we're going to start with the front part. So we're going to alter this bodice pattern to give us the design that we want the front side to have. All right, so the first thing, as always, is for you to get the midpoint of the armhole. Just make it visible so that you know where to start or end. So I am doing that now, making half of my armhole measurement visible. So from there we're going to mark out an overlapping effect on this front side in order to give us exactly the design that we want to achieve. Okay, so after marking the midpoint of the armhole, I went down by 0.75. so you can also do that on the other side. Now this is optional. If you want, you can just start from that half of the armhole curve. So what I'm doing right now is to measure what I have from the shoulder line to the new point that I just marked. That is the 0.75 point. So I'm just checking what I have there because I need to make sure that it matches on that neck width. So just place your tape on the tip of the neckline and make sure that it is straight. You can see I am using my ruler to make sure that it's straight, and then mark the point. So this is where the curvy part will come in. This point that I mark now is where the curvy part will come in. Then I went ahead to use my armhole curve just to blend it in neatly back to the chest line. All right, now this design is very simple. You can see with this, with a little patience, you can easily achieve this. So the next thing to do is to create the overlapping effect. After doing this, that is after connecting to the chest line, we're going to be creating the overlapping effect. So for this I am using 1.5. If you want, you can use 2. It all depends on where you want the overlapping to start or end. So mine is 1.5. So I'm going to use my straight ruler now to connect it to meet up to that point as I'm doing. Okay, after connecting, now we have one side of the design ready. So at this point you can decide to use this and then cut it in 2. It is still the same. Instead of you to mark it again on the other side, it's going to overlap each other. So this is what I have for now. All right, so I'm going to repeat the same on this other side. I am doing exactly what I just explained. I came down by 0.75 just to get the curvy point, measure from the shoulder line to that point, and then mark it to match up with the neck width. That is exactly what I'm doing right here. All right, so before we continue, I also like to remind us that our online class are on. So if you're interested in any of our online classes, kindly send me a WhatsApp message for more details on that. We also have a 4-month physical class. For those of us that are in Lagos, you would like to come for the 4 months physical training, also send me a WhatsApp message on the number showing on the screen. All right, so moving forward now, I'm just connecting it. You can see that I have the same shape as the other one. All right, so at this point, this is the design that we want to achieve on that front side. So we're going to determine another design again. Okay, as we proceed, you understand better. But before that, remember that the full block is what I'll be cutting out on my net, while my fabric and my satin is going to be just the design that we just created now. Okay, So for the other one now, that is just the design. This is optional. If you want, you can end it here, but if you just want to be a little extra, you can go ahead and do what I am doing. So I am using 1 inch. That is what I want the next design to be. That is 1 inch, and it's going to be another fabric, which is my satin. Okay, so the bigger part is going to be the cotton fabric, while this smaller one that I am trying to mark out now is going to be my satin, as you can see the way it is on the thumbnail. So I used 1 inch for this part. Like I said, you can also use more than that. It all depends on what you want to achieve. So I'll quickly finish up this part, then repeat the same on the other side before cutting this out. So keep on watching. For the back side, you're going to be needing your full back bodice block, and then you can see I made visible the zipper line so that you can just see it clearly. Now, if you're going to be using a full block, if you want the back side to overlap like the front, but if you don't want it to overlap like the front, you don't need to use a full basic block. You can just use half. All right, so all I'm doing here is repeating the same thing I did on the front side. You can see that it's the same process. The only difference with this one is that I will not be adding another fabric like the 1 inch that I used. I will not be doing that. I'll just leave the back plain as it is. You can see on the screen how it is on the back side. So all I need to do, like I said earlier, I am just using the same method with the front side. So I quickly connected the armhole, and then I'm marking out the overlapping effect. I am using for the back side now, I use 2 inches, and then you just connect it straight. It's as easy and simple as that. So this, you can cut it out in 2 places, and it will serve for both the 2 sides. Now this 1 inch on the front, I will not be adding it to the back side. The back side is going to remain plain as it is, but if you like, you can also add 1 inch to yours. So I'm just repeating the same on the other side. So just keep on watching, make sure to give this a try, and I would love to see how yours to turn out to be. All right, for the skirt part, I have it in 4 folds, same way you fold when you want to make a full circle. Okay, so this side is closed while this is open. So I'll just use what I have. On this end, this part, I'll just mark out the length of the skirt. But I'm going to be starting with this part that is shorter. So all I need to do is to, now this part you can see that it is short. This side is short. So I'm going to mark out the length of the skirt. Now the length of the skirt is 16 inches. So I'll just mark 16 inches. So this is the point. Okay. Now this is the point after marking 16 inches. Then I will take this back again to now check what I have left. You know, this is the mark here. I'm going to check what I have left from this point to that place that I just marked, okay, which is here. So I'm going to check what I have here, and then I'm going to measure it and connect it all around. So this is going to be a circle plate. Okay, so let me just first check what I have. From that point to this point is 13 and a half. So I'll just keep my ruler tape, sorry, like that, and mark 13 and a half. I'm just creating the circle. Like I said earlier, this is a circle plate. So I'll just connect. Now I'm working with 2.5 yards here. Okay. Now, if you don't want to waste your fabric, you can use the straight split method for this one. But I really want this to be fluffy after sewing. Okay. So I'll just connect. And then after connecting now, I'll go ahead and mark the rest of the skirt length. So I'm cutting this off. So I'll go ahead and mark the skirt length. Mark the skirt length and cut it all out. So I'm working with 16 inches. 16